Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Before I begin this video and you'd like to use OCD Recovery's coaching services, please reach out to phil@ocdrecovery.com and he'll get back to you as quick as he can. So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video, guys, about definitions of bad, right? And how the definition of this term can be used very loosely, and how, you know, we can look at different perceptions of bad and come to the conclusion that it's difficult to really call somebody bad based on one particular thing, right? So this is going to be best explained by an example, right? So bear with me, right? So, for example, I was on a call with Nick the other day, and we were just discussing with the client about something that they've done, you know, which they believe to be very bad, you know, thereby leading them to be a bad person, right? So they've done this act, and in one country, right, due to different laws between different countries, one country might deem it as bad and, you know, illegal, whereas another country might deem it as not illegal, and therefore you could say not bad, right? So, for example, in the UK, right, I know that the age of consent is 16, right? And then in other countries, so I know in some African countries, for example, the age of consent starts at very, very early on, 11, right? I think that's in Nigeria. So the act of performing sex underage in one country is different with the definition of that in another country, right? So in one country, if you're an 11-year-old in the UK performing a sexual act, people elsewhere won't actually think that act is quote unquote bad or breaking the law, right? So I think this is very important. There's not really a universal definition of what bad could be, right? Because there are different perceptions of what bad and illegal might be at different times, right? And, you know, these things can change throughout the ages as well. So, you know, laws change. You know, the age of consent can change. Having a gun license, you know, some in America you can get a gun license at the age of 18, whereas you can't have sexual intercourse in other countries. I think it's in some parts of the world you can't even have intercourse up to that age, right? So how can you really compare those two in that regard when in reality one's a lot worse than the other, if you see what I'm trying to say? So we have across the world and at different time periods, we have different definitions of what bad might constitute, right? So in that respect, it's really hard to come up with that global definition of bad, right? So if we performed a certain act that is bad, yes, the societal laws in place are valid, right? You know, it keeps society safe. We need to have that to keep everybody in line, and, you know, to have law and order. I completely get that. But when you have different societal laws across different countries, it makes it really hard to define what bad or illegal could be. And therefore, when we attach our global rating to those bad acts or those bad things that we've done, it makes it very difficult to come up with that global definition, that global rating that we typically give ourselves as a result of performing bad. So I think if you're really struggling with, you know, harm OCD, or, you know, maybe some of the more taboo themes, we need to just be aware that what constitutes bad in one place may not constitute what bad is in another place, thereby making it very difficult to say that, oh, you're universally bad because of X, Y, Z. So it's just something to think about. Like I said before, yes, it's very important that we have societal laws in place to protect others, but I think it just shows how the definition of the term bad or illegal is very wishy-washy and can vary. So it's something to think about. Thank you.